Hey, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, we're going to take a look at a really cool new battery charger from Hobbymate. Now, if you are in the camera drone hobby, you know you have a drone from maybe DJI, Autel, Hubsan, Vimy, you can JJRC, any of those companies, Eachine. Those are camera drones and they're made for beginners. So everything comes in a box, so you get the charger with the drone. And you're stuck with that charger and that drone, and you can't do anything with the battery other than charge it. You can't discharge it, you can't store it, you can't balance it. There's so many things you can't do with the battery, which is unfortunate. But in the whole entire rest of the RC hobby, you can. So if you're in the RC cars or truck hobby, well, then you have these massive batteries and you need a battery charger. And you can do anything you want with that battery. You could charge it up. If you want to take 1 hour to charge it, 2 hours, you can. If you want to charge it up in 10 minutes, you can. And you could store it, discharge it, everything else. Same is true for the drone hobby with FPV drones. That's why everybody loves the FPV drone hobby so much, because it's not a beginner hobby. Everything is not handed to you and you're stuck with it. You can configure and do anything you want. So when I take these batteries and I charge them up for my drone, I put the voltage in I want, and I just charge them up as fast as I want, and I can store them so that they're good for years, vice being no good after a few months of not using them. So it's a really, really good hobby to get into, but you have to know how to charge batteries. And I have a whole video on that, and I'll put a link below how to charge batteries. But for now, let me show you this new charger called the Hobbymate Smart Charger D6 Duo. So this here charger is basically a really, really tiny version of a previous model, but even better. So watch this and check it out. Here we have the Hobbymate D6 Dual Lite. It is a battery charger for pretty much any battery on the market, from a 2-cell up to a 6-cell. But let me show you something first. This is the Hobbymate Speed H6. I have done a full review on this here charger, and I love this thing. This thing is awesome. This is the charger I use the most to charge up one battery, because if you look at the side, I can only plug one battery in. I cannot plug two batteries in, but what's really good about this is you can run it off AC or DC. So AC is great for at home, DC out in the field. This is a very famous ISDT D2. It's really good because you can charge up two batteries at once, except it has a problem. Look at the back. It only runs off AC for at home. You cannot take it to the field and run it DC. And in addition, this huge, massive device is only, look at the watts, it's only 12 amps and 200 watts. So to keep things simple, basically the charger I want to show you today is a combination of this charger and this charger. And you get a really good little charger right here. This little charger sells for under $100. I think it's around $80 or less. You'll have to check the links below. So let's open this up and see what comes in the box. There's not going to be much. You'll get the charger and maybe the instruction sheet. Let me just empty that out. Yes, right there. There's your instructions a little bit. Well, probably specifications. I see some English. And here's our little unit. And there we go, the Hobbymate D6 Dual Lite. It's pretty straightforward. Well, for somebody that uses battery chargers all the time, it's very straightforward. So the great thing with this charger is you can charge two batteries at once, which is perfect, up to 6-cell. And if you go to the side, you have USB port for firmware upgrades. You have another port here if you want to play with servos. I don't use that because I'm not really in the RC plane hobby or anything. And in the back, you can charge up your cell phone or anything, as well as a USB-C right here for output charging. And over here we have, well, that's where you can power it in the field with another battery, DC. But now you're saying, hey, you showed me other chargers that can be powered by AC indoors. Well, this one can if you use a converter. So this big massive thing here that you can buy on Banggood, yeah, it basically converts AC power into DC, and it plugs in the back, and it will cause this to work, or any device you have that's like that. I have this because I have a lot of chargers. But there's a better option, and that option is this right here. So when you order this here charger, you can order this power supply for indoors, and it's pretty sweet. Let me show you it. If I pull off the box top, inside you get the obvious, well, you're going to plug this into your wall. It's got a North American plug, but you can get it for Europe as well. You get an XT60 to an XT60. That's so you can plug out the back of this into the charger's back. And if I take this out and show you what's in the bag, you will see it kind of looks like our little charger. There we go. I'm looking at the bottom of it. You have little legs here that you can pull out in case you want to put it on the ground like that. It will sit on an angle for you. Looking at the top, nothing there. Looking at the back, same idea as this little guy over here. You can charge up your cell phone or anything with a USB-C or your normal USB right there. Flipping it around right here, that's where we plug in our AC into the wall, and that's where our DC goes out and into this unit or any other unit you have, just like that other one I showed you. And to keep things cool, they went and did this. You ready? Boink! They are magnetically attached. Yep, it just turns into one unit. It's kind of tall, but you get this one big unit when they're stuck together magnetically. Now, the only thing I have to tell you about a power supply like this, or that god-awful huge one, I just gotta find it here, this thing here, is you notice they both have fans? The reason they have fans is you have 120 volts coming in, and that 120 volts has to be converted to DC. So the fan on this and on the fan on this will go all the time. So if you love hearing the sound of a fan, then these are a great option. Now, since I've done a review on the Speed H6 charger, and it is pretty darn awesome, every option on here is available on this brand new Hobbymate Dual Smart Charger. Except it's here times 2 because you have 2 outputs to charge up 2 batteries at once, doing different things if you wish. So it's basically twice the ability of this, and this is pretty awesome. But my full review on this is really good, so I'm going to put links to it below. Check it out, because I'm not going to repeat everything in detail for this, because it's pretty much the same. Now I'm going to try to do this holding this in my hand like this. This should be fun. So let me take a LiPo battery here that's fully charged. This is just a 4-cell LiPo. You can power this off any size LiPo battery you want, and I'm just going to plug it in and start it up for the very first time. There we go. It's never been started before. There we are. Look at that display. It is identical to previous displays, except times 2. Now, since I don't have any batteries plugged in, there's not much I can do, but let me just show you a few features. If I press this, I can switch between these 2 channels. Just look up here on the left-hand side. So there we are. We're in channel 1, and we should be in channel 2. There we go. So I can do 2 different options with either one. Now, one thing I'm noticing right away is that beep is loud. So let me just kill the beep. I'm going to press this to go into settings. There we go. My God, that's loud. So let's go down, use the scroll wheel, go down to system parameters, and let's find sound. Volume right at the bottom. There we go. Volume. Let's kill that. High to, is there a low? Yeah, let's keep it, but we'll put it on low. There we go. Low. Much better. Let's go to the bottom one and change the name of this device to Captain Drone. There we go. So at the top is where I'm going to put Captain Drone. So let me do that now. There we go. Captain Drone. Yes. All right, the next thing to show you is just the basic functions of this. So let me plug in a battery here. So I have 2 4-cell batteries, and I'm going to plug them into the device. So on every battery you have a balance plug and you have the voltage plug. So I am going to plug in the balance plug right here on one side and the voltage in this one. And there we go, we're all set. There we are. And the same on the other side, the balance plug and then the voltage plug. All right, I have 2 batteries plugged in, channel 1, channel 2. And if you look on the screen, it says it's just showing me the information for channel 1. And on channel 1, the 4-cell battery I have plugged in, it's showing me at the bottom each of the 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. These cells should all be at 4.2 volts, and none of them are at 4.2. They're all at 4.1, so it means this battery needs to be charged. If I want to see the battery plugged in on channel 2, I can hit this little button and go over to channel 2. But if I hit it again, I want to get a split screen. So obviously anybody has a battery charger. What do you want to do? Charge batteries, right? So it's pretty simple. Press this little red dial, boink, and select the task. I have to go at the top. Now I could have just hit start task because it's a smart charger. It already knows what the batteries are, but I'm just going to show you how it works. So the first thing was select task, and I have to pick one here. What do I want to do? Do I want to use it as a power supply, charger, discharge, external discharger, storage, balance? There's probably more. Let's see. Let's go down more. Oh yeah, regenerative discharge and sync charge. I don't want to do any of those things because I'm just a newbie and I just want to charge my battery. So I'm just going to go over to charge, pick that. There we go. And then it asks me, so you want to charge your battery? What type of batteries do you have? I have LiPo batteries. I didn't tell it that. It figured it out on its own due to the voltage. And it says, what do you want to put the maximum cell voltage at to charge them? 4.2. That is correct. Every LiPo battery on the planet is pretty much 4.2 volts. How many cells are in the battery? It's already figured out. 4 cells. What are the current settings you want to charge at? 1 amp. Well, that's just a default setting, 1 amp. That's just to be safe. But what you do I have a battery to show you? So if you are new to the world of battery charging, it's very simple to figure out what this little number here, 1 amp, should be at, because you're going to charge in, well, milliamp hours. So you look at this and it says it's at milliamp hours, 1500. Well, you're not going to type in 1500 in there. What you do is you put a decimal point right here and you put 1.5. So if this was a 1300, you would put 1.3. If this was a 1000, you'd put 1 amp. If this was only an 800 or a 500, you would put 0.5. It's that simple. So this is a 1500. It means it's 1.5. That's our safe charge rate. So let's go down to that current setting, 1 amp, which is safe, but we want to go 1.5. And there we go, 1.5. There we are. So that 1.5 matches this here milliamp hour rating on the battery. We're all set, and just go start task. Now if I go through the menus, channel 1 is doing the charging, and let it go to channel 2 automatically. Channel 2 is on standby, nothing's happening because I haven't picked it yet. And then if I want to see them side by side, just press this one more time and I can see charging and on standby. So if we look up here on channel 2, it's doing nothing. If I wanted to charge as well, I just press this. It's already set to charge. It has all the same parameters and it says you want to start. I just press start and now I'm charging channel 2 the same as channel 1, and they will be going, and if I press this button I can see them side by side. There we go, they're both charging at different amp hours. When the charge is complete, this here will beep and this color will change on the screen to let me know which one is finished. Now one thing I like about this charger over other chargers, and it's a really simple thing but I really love it, is right up here it always shows you the percentage remaining until fully charged. This one's at 99%, so this is going to be full really fast. But this one is at only 12%, so it's going to take a while to charge. Now, if you're new to charging, basically I set these batteries to charge at the safe rating of 1C. That means you saw what I did with the milliamps and the amps to get it to work perfectly. If I'm in a hurry and I want the battery to charge faster, because right now this battery over here is going to take about 45 minutes to charge up. If I want to charge it up in like 10 minutes, I can increase the number of amps because these are really good modern batteries, and I can multiply the number of amps by a factor, well, you can probably go up a factor of 5. So to do that, let's say I want to charge this one faster, I'm just going to go press this and select channel 2, and that's channel 1, channel 2. Now I'm going to press this and I'm going to go current adjustment and I'm going to change it. It's at 1.5 and I'm going to say, I don't have the time for that. Let's go up to like 3 amps up here. I'll just put it at 3 amps. There we go. So now it's going to charge at 3 amps and it will not take the normal 45 minutes. It's going to take much less because I just increased it. So it might take maybe 20 minutes now. And a warning for all you newbies out there, when you increase your amps way over the initial C rating, like over 1.5 as I showed for the type of battery, it's not a problem. But don't walk away from your charger. Always check your batteries to see if they're getting hot. If they're getting hot, reduce the amount of amps. And you can see up here on channel 2, remember we're at 12%. You just watch it. It's going to increase really fast. We're at 41%. So it's charging up super fast compared to what it was charging previously. Now other functions you can do on here. Let me just hit this. I'm on channel 2, so I'm going to hit stop. And it's going to take me back to a blue screen, which means pick something. What do you want to do? So I'll just show you the other thing that all of us do with battery chargers. Press this and go up to the top. And we usually pick storage because a lot of times, I'm just going to press storage just to show you. A lot of times if you're not going to use your LiPo batteries for more than a couple of weeks, at least for me, that's what I do. I put them in storage mode. So let's say this battery here that we were charging up super fast because I've turned it off. This is on channel 2. I want to store it now. So it's probably not too far from storage voltage. So let me just do the storage on it. So I go down here. It is a LiPo battery. Let's say it wasn't a LiPo battery. It was something else. You can charge all types of batteries. See them all listed here? It's a whole pile of batteries. It just goes on and on and on. Just look at what's written on the battery to know exactly what it is. So go back to LiPo and go down here. Cell voltage 3.8. Remember before I said when a battery is fully charged, the LiPos, they have to be at 4.2 volts. When you store them, storage is at 3.8 volts. You can hear a beeping going on right there. That's telling me that channel 1 is finished because it was at 99 before, so it's at 100. So we're going to go down to there. We're just going to confirm everything. 4S battery, yep. and current setting 1 amp. That is correct. I usually leave it at 1 amp when I'm doing a discharge. But again, if you want to crank up the discharge to a higher number, like go way up there, you actually can. You can go way up. But for me, I just leave it at, I'll just put it 1.5 because that's what the battery's at. There we go. Start task. And it gives me a different color. So purple color is for discharging the battery into storage mode. And again, I love the fact that they put the percentage up here. And let's go back and check our other battery that should be fully charged because I heard the little beep. So let's go back. Channel 1 turned blue, which means fully charged. So this battery should be at the right voltage. And if you look down here, remember I said 4.2 volts is fully charged? That's what it is. If we want to see more information about our battery, I'm going to select channel 1. There we go. And if I turn this, I go to the resistance. It won't show me anything because it's not charging. Go to the next one. This gives me the temperature of the charger, 42 degrees Celsius, and what the voltage is at right now, plus some watt hours and how many times I've charged the battery. It says, well, basically that just tells me how many times I've charged something on the channel, I believe. So that's 2. Or no, maybe it's both channels because it says 2 pieces. Like I said, it's pretty new, but I'm used to these chargers. Let's see if I have any other information. Nope. But if I look here, we're at 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, and 4.2, and that is correct. If these numbers were off, you could select something else, like you could select balance. Watch this. You could go like this. Let me go channel 1, select this, and instead of storage, I could pick balance my cells right down here. When you do a charge, the charge includes a charge plus a balance, but say you just want to balance your cells, you can just pick balance. Normally, you never balance a fully charged battery. You only charge batteries that are less than fully charged. Because a less than fully charged battery, the balance is off. A fully charged battery, the balance is bang on. So you could select balance and the same thing, go down start task, and it would balance it. So those are the 2 main functions you would probably use with this here charger. Storage and charge batteries. That does an awful lot more, but if you want to see everything else it does, watch my full review of the Smart Charger, the Smart Charger H6. I should also mention that this is a very quiet charger. It's not noisy until it's under load. So when inside, when you do something like a discharge, it has to take the power from these batteries and turn it into heat. So the heat goes inside and the fan will come on to get rid of the heat, and that's when you get noise. This charger also has regenerative charging, which is a new feature that's on all the new chargers. That means that say this battery was kind of low and I wanted to discharge these 2 batteries, I could send the power from these batteries into this battery to charge it up while putting these 2 batteries into storage mode. In addition, this charger is very new. It has a feature I've never used before, and that's sync charging. So this is 15 amps on this side, 15 amps on this side. You can actually get a little XT60 cable that goes into a Y, into one big battery. Do I have a big battery here? If you had a big massive battery, and you could charge up that big massive battery by using this channel and this channel, running them in sync together into the one big battery. Now, a lot of people are going to ask about the T240, the power supply for AC to DC. So let me show you that really quick. So this is it right here. I don't have anything plugged in, but I'm going to plug in an AC power cable just to show you the power. Let's see right here. The fan should go on. Fan's on. You can hear it running because, as I mentioned, you're taking, the 120 volts, converting it to DC to a lesser voltage down here in direct current. Next, you take the included XT60 cable, you plug one end in here, and the other end is going to go into my charger. So let me do that. So both screens should go to blue. There's nothing happening, and I'm going to plug this. There we are. And I'm going to plug in our external power supply. There we go. And now you see that fan even goes on louder because it is now having a current draw to it. And I'm going to flip it around and attach it magnetically. There we go. It's one big unit now, and just put that on the ground. And there we go. We are all set to do our charging work. So by attaching the external AC power supply, I've turned this here unit into a combination of this big unit, which is dual, and this fast charger, which is single, into one powerhouse. Believe it or not, this unit here is more powerful now than either of these. So there you have it. If you want to see a full review of this charger, the model that I was talking about in the video, the links are below. Check it out. And this here charger can do everything that charger can do, plus more, since it can do 2 batteries at once. If you have questions on charging batteries, just post them below and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in future episodes of Captain Drone with many more drone reviews. Take care.